Hold on tight, 'cause you know tomorrow may not bring that same thing that you said last night. Woo! Every time I find a little peace of mind, I hold on tight, 'cause tomorrow may not bring the very same thing. No, 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 said none of the right there. You that care all, just for me. I'm so glad that you that care, Lord, just for me. I'm so glad that you that care, Lord, for a sinner like me.
Well, hello, Michael Allen Parks. How you doing today?
I'm good, Bill. How you doing?
Simply fantastic, my brother. Thank you for asking. Now, I heard through the grapevine that you were into Senior Citizen Olympics. Is that true?
Yes, we don't quite call it senior citizen. We just call it the Masters events that start at the age of 50.
Okay, I stand corrected, my brother. And I like that better, Masters instead of Senior Citizen. Would you like to tell us a bit how it started, how you got involved?
Well, the word senior was correct because it called the Senior Games. And I have been to 3 different national senior games, but it starts with the local games. And I was blessed to work at Montbello Rec Center and be around a lot of different people, from kids to adults. And one guy always told me, Mike, you do so many things, you should compete in the seniors games. And I really didn't pay much attention because I had my life and was doing my thing. In 2015, when I turned 65 and retired, I remembered what my friend had said. So I actually started competing in 2016 in the Colorado games, and that big fun, it led me to my national games that are now age 50 to 54 is an age category.
Mike, let me understand this. But you didn't start till 65?
I was 65 years old, right?
It starts at 50, but you started at 65.
Right, because that's when I retired.
Okay, pick it up from there, my brother.
Yeah, so it's just every 5 years is an age category, and these games are so inspiring. I remember an 80-year-old I met in Colorado Springs a couple of years back, and I was having a calf problem, and he had these calf races on or whatever, and I went over and talked to the guy, and the best thing he shared with me, because I asked him, how do you do it? He said, you got to never stop moving. Most important blessing I have, because I'm into physical activity, but I have been meeting seniors like this. I still referee youth flag football. I got 2 games tonight at Laurie Complex, and I'm retired from Denver Parks and Rec. I stay busy, but the older people doing these games made me realize there's a whole nother avenue of knowledge that I can take from people older than me. You know, we all have a problem with getting old, but me, it's not a problem. I'm blessed.
Amen.
And then my philosophy is you don't have to take care of all of your body. just the parts you might want to use later. And that's why I know physical activity will always be part of my life. I will be an athlete till I die. And I need you to ask me a question, Bill, but before you do, I want to explain how deep these senior games are. Okay, in the senior games in 2017, my first games were in Birmingham, Alabama, and they were almost my best games. But I was competing with these guys from Greeley. There was no brothers around here that was doing what I was doing. And I went up to Greeley for the Colorado games, and I ended up winning the free throw, 3-point, and hot shot competition. And that's besides my doing track and field and other things. So after I did that, this white guy I had met in the free throw competition called me up and asked if I wanted to play on their 3-on-3 basketball team. Such a blessing to me, except for the fact I had to drive up to Greeley to practice, but I ended up playing with guys from Greeley in my first national seniors game in Birmingham, Alabama. And later, Bill, you can show them the medal. I'm not going to go grab it over there, but it's one of my favorite. It's actually my only medal, because I haven't got an individual medal yet. I have an 8th place individual ribbon. But in 2017, thanks to my new friends I met in Greeley, we took 2nd in the nation in 3-on-3 basketball. I would like to show something I got in 2017 in Birmingham, Alabama. And I made this t-shirt, and it says, "Be strong when you are weak, brave when you are scared, and humble when you are victorious." I put there, ooh, I love this part. There is no off season and never give up. And the reason there is no off season is because it's not just about sports, it's about life. Okay, so you never give up, and you got to realize ain't no off season. We got to live life every day.
This 3-on-3 team from Greeley, and you went to this competition. Do you remember the name of that team?
You're kind of hurting my feelings right now, because I went to the National Senior Games this year, and they were in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But I was in swimming and track and field, and I thought I was going to be in basketball with the guys I had played with. But what had happened was I turned out to be black. I'm just kidding. What happened was I can't drive up to Greeley every Friday and practice with them like I was so excited back in 2017. I drove up there every week. That time we won. But there's no question I was the best athlete. In 3-on-3, I think you only can get maybe 8 players or something, because there's only 3 on the court at a time, and it's a half-court game. But there obviously was a couple of new guys, because the guys I won with in 2017, they love me. Because we would have never took 2nd place if it wasn't for me, because I don't want to be racist, but we played a couple teams that had brothers on them. And I'm not afraid of brothers. And that really kind of helped that team. They ended up taking 5th place. They had a pretty good team, and I can almost remember their name, and I can, because that's what you actually asked, because they actually had me sign up for the team, the head coach, because I had played with him back in 2017 when we were 2nd.
But what I want to know is how many of these games have you participated in?
Well, since you brought that up, I want to kind of show my medals over there that you'll get later. And one of my favorite ones, I'm going to grab. One of my favorite ones I want to show was a Wyoming. See, our games, this is a gold medal I won in Wyoming. And it's so cool because it's got like a horse or something in the middle. Besides the national games, there's other meets, and COVID slowed us down a little last year. But this year, I went up to Colorado Springs and ran an indoor meet in February, a master's event. And I don't even want to show you because I'm a big kid. They got so dang cheap. I got second. I ran the hurdles.
The hurdles. The hurdles.
I'm old. Okay, it's the 60-yard hurdles. The girls' height or whatever. But anyway, I only got second, and I don't even want to show you. They were so cheap. They gave me a ribbon. I won the high jump, but I'm just saying I did compete this year, even though I didn't do well in Florida. I swim the 50, the 100, and the 200 breaststroke. In track and field, I do the high jump, the long jump, and the triple jump. And then I did the basketball, but I actually have medals for the javelin.
The what?
Javelin and a discus right over here that we can feel later, because I tried everything. I wanted to be a decathlete, but I could never pole vault because of my fear. And so in a couple of these meets, I did over 10 events and got over 10 medals. I'm talking about the state meets, in Colorado, where I'd have to go. Most of the time they were held up in Greeley. But yeah, I'll show you. I have those medals that are actually dated. Oh, here's 2016. Okay, they call them the Rocky Mountain State Senior Games, the Rocky Mountain Senior Games.
Okay.
And that's what I compete. Okay, and then here's that second in the nation, Birmingham, Alabama, when I won 303, and that's my 8th place in the nation in the triple jump in 2019 in Albuquerque. I love these Rocky Mountain State Games. I actually had to hook AJ up with one of these. Okay, it looks like I'm hurdling, and I'm a hurdler. Look at that medal. These are the gold, okay, they're silver and the bronze. But anyway, you'll get a better look. But I put this Olympics tie, I make those ties like on my pets, my positive energy ties, because the national games are like senior Olympics, the games that we have every 2 years. Next year, we're going to Pittsburgh. This is the first time the national games were back to back, and it's because of COVID, we didn't have the 2021. So we had games this year, and there's also going to be games next year in Pittsburgh. And I'm glad I brought that up because my mom blessed me with a timeshare in Boca Raton this year. And it's hard to get places for these senior games because all us old folks that do it are signing up. And so I got to get money together to find me a place to stay. And I'm so blessed. I have a friend named Reggie Mines.
Yeah, wait a minute. Reggie? You still calling him Reggie?
He lives in Long Island, and we talked recently, and he was like, man, you go to Pittsburgh, you got to call me.
Will you tell Reggie I said, hey, do you mind telling us what your age is that you're still competing?
What, that I'm 72?
Okay, I just asked. You didn't have no problem.
Oh, well, I was born in 1950, graduated East in 1968. Hey, I could have did better, but I'm so blessed for my attitude because I got my first personal training certification over 30 years ago. And when you get older, you lose muscle mass or whatever. So I knew I never wanted to gain extra weight because I wasn't going to be as strong as I used to be. And I just love sports. I swim, I ride my bike. It's really a blessing, but I'm a pretty damn good personal trainer for me because everybody's program will be different. I'm like a life coach because you may not want to do sports like I do, but you'll realize there is some kind of sport I could do. Like I taught deep water aqua aerobics where the women didn't even touch the bottom of the pool out at Montbello. And I tried to get my mom to do that, and I can't even bring it up now how she is so blessed to be alive at 100. But the crazy part about life is this. Check it out, Bill. My mom actually complains and calls me a kid because I be all excited when I go to these games and stuff. And I asked her for help this year in Florida. I had a timeshare for a week that was so sweet. I hate to bring it up because it was a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, and I was by my dang self because I couldn't get nobody to go in the middle of May. And the crazy part is I haven't had any kind of operations in life. You know, I'm lucky. But it doesn't help to carry extra weight on your bones. And I already knew that. So some things I automatically have done right in life because I love myself. So that means I love my body.
Amen. Amen. So you go to these games, you won all these medals, and we're going to show some of your medals. And I guess what another question is, what are some of the key things that help you keep going and motivated?
The blessing I have to learn something new every day and to be open-minded. It's like I can't even tell you how many different kind of sporting events they have. Some of them may not even hardly take any energy because it is older people, but it's like you do have to find something. Like you have this podcast, you know, that you're interested in, because if you do something you love, you're going to be good at it.
Come on
And
now.
so you got to just be grateful for what you have. And that's my main blessing because I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm grateful for what I have. And the way you show you're grateful is that exercise. It shows my body that I'm grateful. And then when I exercise doing something I love, that shows my soul that I'm grateful. You're making me about to want to start talking about my book, Map the Way, because it was based on my tri-core philosophy about the core is the strongest innermost part of anything. So to me, we had 3 cores. We had our mind, we have our soul or the heart. I compared them to one. And then your body, meaning the core, is your frame where all the muscles attached. So I used to say tricore. I got all these notes for my book. And now I think I'm going to change it to quad core because we all create our own movie. We are the star of our movies. And I am so selfish. Everything I do is to make me happy. You know, I have to deal with my mom, and the reason I go over there, though, is to make me happy. So I truly believe I am the center of the universe. Everything I see comes from here. And so to me, the quad core means take responsibility for being the star of your movie. And then there's some things you can change, and there's some things you can't. And my positive attitude has kept me going in the right direction for a long time. Hey, so that's how I flow.
You know, you've been flowing for a minute. You started at 65. You have all these medals, all these, what did you call them? Games, or what do they call it?
Yeah, the Rocky Mountain Senior Games. But you're not quite correct, Brother Bill, about me starting at 65, because you made me think about when I was in my 20s, jogging around the park first thing every morning, because I knew if I got some exercise like that, my day would have to be a good day. And no one made me jog around that park. There's a reason I am still in pretty damn good shape, and it's because of my consistency. And that did not start when I retired at 65. That's when them games started. But before then, I always stayed active. So it sure don't start at age 65, but that's when I started competing. And hopefully people start competing at 50, find something they like and realize I need to give this back to myself. Because the mind knows when you're doing something right for the body, and it just makes your life better. You are in charge of your life. Okay, we can't stop the hurricanes. We can't worry about that kind of stuff. But the stuff you can do, you got to realize to take responsibility and do what will make your soul feel good. Colorado had more blacks, but we don't have no hurricanes and tornadoes. We blessed up here sometimes, life ain't easy because you got to do every day. My philosophy is, regardless of what happened yesterday, today, you have to do the best you can with what you have. Since this is my show, I'm going to bring up my fountain of youth. Okay.
Okay.
I found a fountain of youth like about 20 years ago after years of searching. That's why I always stayed in shape though. The fountain of youth was kids with cancer. When I start watching these programs, the strength of those kids, the attitude of what they're going to do with life, it made me realize age is not a number, okay? Age is an attitude. Age is how grateful are you? I'm the biggest kid I know. I was skipping up and down the football field the other day until the fourth game. My back got to hurting. I got a back brace. Those kids show the resolve, and to be able to still have a positive attitude. Ain't nobody, they didn't do nothing wrong. Okay, but that attitude showed me, hey, I'll be a kid. And my blessing is I'm functional. I've had jobs for so many dang years. I'd have worked over 50 years. I'm still working. I'm interacting with kids. And you ask me how old I am. This is how funny it is. Now, the parents are the kids too. I have to deal with these parents when I'm doing this flag football that are the coaches. And I'm smarter than them because I coached for 15 years. Plus, I'd have read all the rules. And so I'm having to deal with the parents, and they're actually kids because I have millennial daughters, 30 and 28. That's how old some of these parents are. So even though I'm really going for the youth and the little kids, because they still, man, I got in the argument on Sunday. It was so funny. I called fourth down or something, and the other coach on the other sideline said it was third down, and they go have, like, we had a little beef, and I looked at both sidelines, waited a couple seconds. I grabbed two kids, one from each team, said, do rock, paper, scissors. I saw that something about 1 minute, and I hope I showed their parents it's about the kids and having fun, because the kids didn't have no problem, and actually the parents didn't say nothing else. But I was really stumped when they started arguing, because I don't let nobody intimidate me, because like I said, I'm old enough to be their dad. But I was stumped, and I stood there, and I was like, grab me two kids. That was the sweetest solution I ever.
I really called you here to talk about medals and the games. I think to see how you got talking about those kids with cancer and how that energy from them, you took it, and how you really hit home with age it's just a number. Your age could have been 9, your age could have been 10. And every age, every day, every second, we should be thankful, and we should be moving, and we should be thankful that we have the bodies and able to breathe this air that we do. I really thank you for sharing all that with us, my brother. Like I said, I'm gonna put it all out there, but I really got more than I bargained for.
Can I make one more point?
Man, go right ahead.
I ask people on personal training, what are your 3 most valuable assets? And they might say car, house, or whatever. And that's when I bring up Tricor, your mind, body, and soul. But one of my specialties in life, love is the only asset you have that the more you give, the more you have to give. And it's an asset that actually spreads. Unfortunately, there is the hate. There's 2 sides of every coin. And I realize that. But I want people to realize how powerful an asset love is, because that's why I'm just such a the best culture referee ever because the kids love me. And I'm infectious because I'm having fun. And when the kids love me, their parents will be like, well, dang, he pretty cool too. So I just want to leave y'all with that love just continues to grow. The more I give, the more I have to give. And that's why I'm blessed to get to go give some love. I got a couple games to go get some love and make a little money tonight.
So you're gonna spread a little love. You know, that's a great message, and that I embrace that wholeheartedly because loving and loving others is a key to life. Well, Mike, I really do appreciate you stopping in and kicking it with me for a minute, telling your story on Where Were You? And if we ever come up with another story, maybe you can come back and give us another story.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity because you could tell I'm into it.
Oh, you into it. You into it.
Yeah, cancer taught me a lot.
Okay. Well, my brother, God bless you, and thank you so much for being here.
All right, man. Till the next time. Peace.
Peace out. Well, you heard from my man, Mike Parks. He tells us about the quad core, the tri core. And no matter what your age is, you can keep going. Just look at all his medals. Look at all what he's done. Just think about it. One step, one day. If you can get up and you can breathe, you have an opportunity at this time to change your life. Well, another episode of Where Were You? And we would like to thank our guests for this evening. Also want to thank New Me. New Me helps sponsor Where Were You? So go on and check it out. New Me /Arkway. Also, go on and hit that like. Go on and hit subscribe. Go on and hit that share. Go on and leave a comment. And if you find anyone that has a story, let me know. And hey, you bless someone today.